Hello and welcome to Jasper Monk Reviews. Well, here we are, it's the end of 2010 and time for a rundown of my favourite 10 films released in the UK last year. At number 10, it's Easy A, an intelligent and witty comedy and not your usual high school caper. Based loosely on the character of Hester Prynne from The Scarlet Letter and with nods to the great 1980s teen flicks of John Hughes, Easy A sees Emma Stone take the lead in this very enjoyable movie with some smart ideas. In at 9, it's Shutter Island. This was a real treat from Martin Scorsese, which features Leonardo DiCaprio as a federal agent investigating the strange goings-on at Shutter Island, a secure institution for the criminally insane. The overly dramatic style of the film, which almost descends into camp horror with its bombastic score, is a real winner for me. As you watch the film, you start to sense that some things are just not adding up properly, but whether or not you're able to work out exactly what is going on, the ending is a good old-fashioned dramatic reveal. In at 8, it's The Town. Ben Affleck goes from strength to strength in my opinion, having directed the very smart thriller Gone Baby Gone. He's back at it with a brilliant spin on the heist movie with The Town. Okay, so some of the gun battles may seem a little bit hammy and too reminiscent of Michael Mann's Heat, but there are some genuinely suspenseful and gripping moments in this film, and Jeremy Renner's performance is just superb. At number 7, it's Made in Dagenham. It's 1968 and the women of the Ford factory in Dagenham are being systematically denied the right to a fair wage. It's the true story of how a remarkable group of women took their fight right to the heart of government, but it's done with good humour and pathos. This is the kind of film that perhaps deserved a wider audience, but didn't quite hit the spot with the cinema-going public. Still, a very warm-hearted and charming film to watch, as well as opening our eyes to an important slice of social history. At number 6, it's Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans. Crazy old Nicolas Cage gets to let rip in this darkly comic crime drama. Cage is the good cop, bad cop, all mixed up. He's supplementing his prescription drugs for back pain with the non-legal variety and getting into all sorts of scrapes along the way. Now, you'll either love or hate Cage's performance in this. For my money, I absolutely loved it. And the random appearance of iguanas was just the icing on the cake. And now we're down to the top 5 films of 2010. In at number 5, it's Another Year. This is one of the best films of Mike Leigh's career. It's proper kitchen sink drama for grown-ups, featuring an awards-baiting performance from Leslie Manville as the sad middle-aged woman who can't quite get a grip on reality and seems to have an over-reliance on the hospitality of her friends, Jerry and Tom. Another Year is one of those slice-of-life type films. There's no plot, no journey, it's just pure voyeuristic curiosity about the lives of others. It's as though someone left a camera running in your neighbour's house and you've got hold of the tape. This is seriously compelling stuff. At number 4, it's Four Lions. Ever wondered what would happen if Dad's army turned into suicide bombers? Well, look no further. Four Lions is a pretty close run thing. While the subject matter of this film might seem a tad controversial, given all the fuss about Islamic terrorism in recent years, Chris Morris has produced a remarkably thoughtful film that is dark, tragic and hilarious at the same time. A real achievement. And at number 3, it's A Prophet. Now, this came out in the UK way back in January, and I haven't forgotten it since. It is the best prison thriller I've seen in a long time. Dark, gritty, realistic, and even surreal in places. A Prophet charts the rise of a small-time crook thrust into the dark underworld of the Corsican prison system. This film does have an epic feel about it, like you're watching an updated French equivalent of The Godfather. Seriously, it's that good. At number 2, The Social Network. David Fincher and Aaron Sorkin deliver a very well-crafted film that focuses on the irony of how a socially dysfunctional geek could create the biggest phenomenon in social networking the world has ever seen. Now, whether or not this is a true portrayal of Facebook's founder, Mark Zuckerberg, is not really an issue, but there has been enough fallout with court cases and the like to at least hint that the road to immense wealth and success was always going to be littered with a few casualties. Jesse Eisenberg was ideal for the main role of Zuckerberg, but the surprise performance for me, and one that packed a real punch, was Justin Timberlake as the outsider who really upsets the apple cart. In summary, The Social Network was a real achievement to make something so potentially dull, the creation of a website, into such a gripping drama. And at number 1, it's Inception. When I saw this back in July, I knew something special was going down. I'd give myself up to see a decent but typically limited summer blockbuster type movie. What I actually got was a surprisingly intelligent and thoughtful movie that wouldn't let audiences opt out of using their brains. This was quite a shock to the system. When we are so used to seeing dumbed down action pictures that appeal to the simplest of audiences, we got something that didn't insult our intelligence and was willing to take risks on a huge scale. Let's not forget that this picture was based on an original screenplay and it arrived in a season chock full of remakes or sequels. Inception is a triumph and Christopher Nolan is a genius. On a final note, if you really enjoyed Inception, I can heartily recommend 2 other Nolan pictures that testify to his exceptional talents and are well worth a look. The first one is Memento, a dark, low-budget mystery about a man with short-term memory loss trying to track down the man he thinks killed his wife. And The Prestige, a 19th century drama about 2 rival magicians in their quest to perform the ultimate illusion. Both are excellent films with a sci-fi sensibility about them, and both unmistakably Christopher Nolan pictures. Well, there we have it, the top 10 films of 2010, and I hope you all have a great 2011.